Welcome back to Log On to Access Part 2. In the previous video, we have learned about what is a database, the types of database, that is your flat file and relational database. We even learned about the structure of the database like tables, queries, forms, reports. Now moving on to the next thing which is important is your database management system. So in this chapter we will be learning about database management system, advantages of DBMS, and we will be seeing the software Microsoft Access which helps us to manage our data. Now when we talk about DBMS full form is Database Management System. Okay, what is it? It is a kind of computerized record keeping system that enables you to create, modify, store and extract data from a database. Previous class we learnt about entering the data and forming the database. So how this database is maintained? This database is maintained with the help of a system, computerized system, which is known as database management system. You can create the data in this, you can modify, you can store and even extract data with the help of the queries. What is the reason behind using the database management system? It saves time and energy. Lots of work which takes so much time to do it manually. If we do it with the help of the database management system, it will not only save your time but even your energy. So the main function of DBMS is to provide the users with efficient and reliable methods of data retrieval. Once the data is saved in the database management system, you can easily get the data or retrieve the data from the database with the help of the queries. You can rely on the data which is present in the database management system. Moreover, it reduces the chances of errors creeping into the database to a great extent. There are less chances of errors happening when you have a system which is maintaining the database. Once we know what is a database management system, let us look into the advantages. Some advantages of DBMS can be listed just like this. DBMS provides the user with efficient and reliable methods of data retrieval. Just now we discussed about it, that quickly you can retrieve the data with the help of DBMS. It facilitates the reduction of data redundancy. What is data redundancy? That is duplication of data and elimination of multiple copies of the same data at different locations. Sometimes there must be chances that unknowingly we are trying to enter the data which we have already entered. So at that time it will help us to eliminate the duplicated copies which are created. It will show you some dialog box like this data already exists in the database. Okay, so it is helpful in reducing the duplication of the data which is already present in the system. It increases the efficiency, speed and flexibility in searching and accessing information, thus saving time and energy. The efficiency of the work will be increasing, the speed will increase of course, and it will be very flexible in searching and getting the information. Ultimately what happens? Our time and energy will be saved. DBMS facilitates sharing of data among different users based on the individual needs. It's not that once we have saved the data, only one user is using that data, but there will be multiple users to whom you can share the data, and it can serve different purposes to the multiple users. So it will be useful. DBMS will be useful in sharing the data among various users who are having different needs. In a DBMS, the data administration has a complete control over the database. It ensures that data is accessed only by authorized users. So another advantage is there, that is the data administration means the person who has entered the data has complete control over the database. What happens when he has the complete control on the database? It can be ensured that the data is accessed only by the authorized users, means the people who are authorized to use it, they can only use it, and other than them, no one else will be able to access the data. Like for an example, in a company, there might be a group of people who will be allowed to see the data and others will not be allowed. Or even there can be like read and write permissions are there. Some group can be allowed both the permissions, some can be allowed the permission only to read, and some can be allowed with none of the permissions. Okay, that is how this DBMS works, and it controls the authorized users. A DBMS also supports the data integrity, as it ensures that the stored data flows the customized standards of any organization. Now let us see one example here to better understand data, what is data integrity. Like the maximum marks of an examination are set to 100. You can have rules to make sure that the database accepts the number only between the range of 0 to 100. So the minimum value should be 0 and the maximum should be 100. So in between this range only, the data can be inserted in the DBMS. If you go beyond these rules, then an error message will be appearing on the screen, which will not allow you to enter the data. This is what is data integrity. Now, once we know what is DBMS, one of the most popular software which is used to handle the large amount of databases, Microsoft Access. We have heard about Microsoft Office suite, right? In that we have MS Word, MS Excel, MS PowerPoint. Now we will be learning about MS Access. What is MS Access? It is the most powerful and the popular relational database management system that serves as an integral part of the Microsoft Office suite application. We learned about DBMS, that is database management system. Now this letter R denotes relational, means the relations can be maintained in between the database. With that we will see later on. Now let us see the definition of Microsoft Access. It has a graphical user interface. Lots of graphics are used in this. It is used to organize and manipulate a large amount of data efficiently. Very easily we can organize and manipulate a large amount of data in MS Access. It organizes data in the form of tables. If you remember in the previous class we talked about tables, queries, forms and reports. So we can say that in Microsoft Access, data can be maintained easily in the form of tables, that is rows and columns. It provides the facility to create a relationship between these tables by using common fields. Again, we can see here that we are trying to create a relation between two tables with the help of common fields. Fields, you all remember? We talked about roll number, name. There were different fields in the previous video. We learned about it. So these common fields can be used to create relationship between the tables. A relational database enables to prevent the duplication of data. One of the features we already studied that it will help us in preventing the duplication of data. Another important feature of Access is that you can easily add, update, delete, and view the data by using forms, find and retrieve the data in a desired way by using queries, and print the data in a specific layout by using reports. Once your data is created in the form of tables, you can easily add, update, and delete or view the content of the database with the help of the forms. And if you want to get a specific data, you can use queries to do that. And if you want a printable format of the data, you can get it using the reports. Then some popular examples of RDBMS are Sybase, Oracle, structured query language. Your MySQL you will be studying in higher classes. Now let us see one example. Like we are taking two tables here. One table is having the information of the students. Another table is the marks table. Just now we learned that we can create relations using the common fields. If you keenly observe these two tables, what will be the common field in this? Right, roll number. You can see roll number is present in both the tables. So with the help of these two tables, we can fetch the details combining the data from these two tables with the help of queries. How you can do that? You can connect the roll number field of the student information table with the roll number field of marks table. All this we will be learning throughout the chapter, how to connect between two tables. Okay. Now proceeding further with the components of Microsoft Access in 2016. We all know how to open MS Word, MS Excel and MS PowerPoint. Similar is the process of opening Microsoft Access. We will click on Start all programs and open Microsoft Office. Within that you will get Microsoft Access. As soon as you click, you will get this sort of an interface where you will see the quick access toolbar, then you will see the tabs, you will see the title bar, tell me what you want to do, navigation pane, navigation buttons, work area, status bar, view buttons. So all these components we are going to discuss now. Just beside the quick access toolbar we have the ribbon here. Okay, this ribbon helps us to get in more details. Let us move on to the next slide to see the utility of the components of Microsoft Access. So let us discuss about the components of Microsoft Access one by one. The first is the title bar. It is located at the top of the window and displays the name of the current database. Whatever database you are working on, the name of that database it is going to show you on the top of the window. Then we have quick access toolbar. It is present on the top left corner of access window and it will help you to quickly access the command buttons such as save, undo and redo. Instead of going to the file menu or and then selecting the commands, you can quickly access these commands from the quick access toolbar. So with the name itself we can understand quickly to get the access of something. Ribbon, it will contain various tabs, each with several group of relevant commands. Some tabs appear when you work with certain objects like form. Such tabs are called contextual tabs. So there are various tabs in this ribbon and we will be having the concerned commands to it. Like if you are working with the forms, so all the commands which are relevant to the forms, it will appear there in the contextual tabs. Next we have tell me what you want to do. It is a new feature which can be used to get quick help on topics that you are looking for or the commands that you want to use in your document. It is just like help. If you are stuck at something in MS Access and you want to quickly get help for it, so you can use tell me what you want to do feature in this, which will help you to get the solution to your problem. The next component of Microsoft Access is the navigation pane. This navigation pane is present on the left side of the Access window. What it does, it displays the name of the objects which you are using in the database like table, queries, forms, reports, etc. If I give you an example here, when you open PowerPoint and you keep on adding slides, on the left side when you see, you will get slide 1, slide 2, slide 3 and you can navigate between these slides. Right. Similarly, in the MS Access also on the left side, you will get all the objects which you are inserting. Whether you insert the table or the query or report or forms, it will all be present there on the left side in the navigation pane. So whichever tab you want to access, whichever object, you want to access, you can just simply click on that object and in the work area, you will see the details of it. Navigation buttons, it helps you in navigating through the records and it also displays you the current record number in an object. So if you want to go from one record to the other, this navigation button will help you do that. You will have an arrow button there at the bottom just above the status bar which you can use to navigate through the records, and you will even see the record numbers which are associated with that particular object. Object tabs, The objects that you have opened in the database appear right above the work area in a tabbed form. Clicking on any tab displays the contents in the work area. To close the current tab, click on the cross button on the right end of the bar. Now again, similar example I'll give you for the object tabs. When you work with MS Excel, you will see at the bottom you have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, right? Those are the sheet tabs. Similarly, in MS Access, you will have object tabs, but it will not be present at the bottom. Instead, it will be above the work area, where it will be present in the form of tabs, object tabs. And whenever you want to see the content of that particular object, you need to click on that tab and the content will be visible in the work area. And if you want to close that, you have the cross button on the right end of the bar. Simply cross it and you will be able to close it. Then the last one here, we have the status bar. It is located at the bottom of the window. On its extreme left, it displays the name of the current view, and on its right you will get 4 view buttons like datasheet view, design view, pivot table view and pivot chart view. So in the status bar, it will show you what is going on in your application, the current status, the name of the current view's name, and on the right side it will have 4 buttons which will help you to switch between the views. And we have 4 views here: datasheet, design, pivot table, pivot chart. These views we will be learning one by one further in the chapter. So that's all for today's video, children. What we are going to do is go through these videos properly. Do not skip any part of it. If you are not able to understand, again watch the video so that the concept is clear to you. Along with that, I would like to let you know that I will be even uploading little short videos which will be basically for practical application, how to open access, how to work with the datasheet view, or different other things. So in order to get the alert or the notifications, you need to subscribe the channel. I will not be able to share each and every link so frequently in the group, so it's better you all subscribe it and get in touch with all the tutorials which I am uploading, and keep learning. Thank you.